Welcome to the Back Bay of Boston. Finally, some warm weather. It's a beautiful day, and it's Game 3 of a 4-game series between the Indians and the Red Sox. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, along with Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, the Red Sox taking the first 2 games of this 4-game series against the Indians, and the Red Sox playing some pretty good baseball back at home.
Well, yeah, at the beginning of the season, they were having big troubles here at Fenway Park, and of course, to be a good baseball club, you've got to play well at home, make it intimidating for other clubs to come in here, and over the last 7 games, they have been able to do that. As a team, hitting .309, averaging over 5.2 runs per game, only allowing 1.5 runs per game. An opponent's batting average of 208. The pitching has been outstanding here at Fenway Park. So the Red Sox hope to continue this trend. It's the quickest way to get back to 500 and hopefully move on from there. But you've got to win at home to be a good baseball club over the course of a long season.
Well, a guy trying to get back on the winning track is Jake Peavy. He has not won a game since April the 25th. He gets the start today for the Red Sox. He's 1-4 on the season with a 4.76 earned run average, 5-4 in his career against the Indians. The first pitch from Fenway Park is coming your way next. Park as the Red Sox get ready to take on the Cleveland Indians in Game 3 of this 4-game series on Flag Day back here at Fenway Park. And before we get started, let's send it down to Jamie Erdahl.
Don, I feel as though the rest of the game I'm going to address you only as at Don Orsillo and at Jerry Remy because it is social media day here at Fenway. In the pregame show, we heard from Brock Holt saying he likes to Instagram a lot of shots of his new Chocolate Lab puppy. We also talked to Mike Napoli, who recognizes the positives and some of the negatives to being an active Twitter account user.
I kind of enjoy seeing people, rip on me and tell me that I'm not a good baseball player and I need to do this and that. I think it's kind of funny, so I don't know. I enjoy it. It's kind of cool.
Some added motivation is our Geico quote of the day from Mike Napoli, at Don Orsillo, at Jerry Remy. Back up to you guys.
All right, at Jamie Erdahl, we appreciate it. And Let's take a look at the visiting Cleveland Indians starting lineup as the Red Sox are on the field as Michael Bourn leads it off. He's in center field as Asdrubal Cabrera at shortstop batting second. Michael Brantley in left field third with Jason Kipnis at second base. Lonnie Chisenhall at third with Nick Swisher back in there after having last night off. He's the DH batting sixth. David Murphy's in right field. Carlos Santana hitting at 300 in the last 12 games. He bats eighth, and Yan Gomes does the catching and bats ninth. And today's Red Sox starting pitchers, presented by your New England Audi dealers, experience the all-new 2015 Audi A3 today. Jake Peavy's 14th start of the year, 1-4 with a 4.76 earned run average, 62 Ks, 31 walks, and opponent sitting at 273 against him. And last time against the Indians, June the 3rd, he lost 6 1/3 innings, giving up 5 runs. Again, Peavy has not won since April the 25th.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are 9th in the league with 39 errors on the season. Xander Bogaerts at third base, Jonathan Herrera the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia at second, Mike Napoli at first. In the outfield, Gomes, Bradley Jr., and Holt, and A.J. Pierzynski doing the catching for Jake Peavy.
Well, the umpiring crew today, Sean Barber has a play calling the balls and strikes. Chris Guccione at first base, Eric Cooper at second, and the crew chief, Tom Hallion, is at third. Jake Peavy ready to work, and the first pitch of the ball game is a swing and a foul off to the left, and we are underway. See how aggressive this Indians team may be against Peavy today. Swing and a miss, and Bourn is quickly down 0-2.
The last time out for Peavy against Baltimore, he gave up 3 home runs in that ball game, had 7 strikeouts, 1 walk, and went 7 innings.
The Sox have won their last 5 games against the Indians here at Fenway Park. They're playing good baseball again at home. Certainly a welcome sight. As a 1-2 pitch is strike 3 right on the outside corner, according to Sean Barber. Bourn strikes out.
Now Peavy going out there with the fastball and gets a little help from Barber on this one, just off the outside corner, but close enough with 2 strikes, where one you've got to be swinging at.
One down here in the first inning is Asdrubal Cabrera coming up. 255 with 6 home runs, 23 runs batted in for the Indians shortstop. Indians are 3.5 games back of the Tigers to begin the day in the American League Central. Peavy runs that fastball in on Cabrera. Look at the numbers in the AL Central, pretty much all bunched up. 3.5 games between the top spot and the bottom spot in the Central. And Terry Francona's team and playing pretty good baseball before they arrived here at Fenway. Grounder foul. This game is available in Spanish. The SAP function is brought to you by the new Captain Morgan White Rum.
Buenas tardes, amigos.
It's pretty warm here today at Fenway Park for a change. Comfortable conditions. Cloudy at the moment. There is a chance of showers in the forecast. Breeze out to right at 5 miles per hour and 74 degrees. The temp here at game time. Cabrera fouls it off to the left and is down 1-2. Jake Peavy 1-4 on the season coming into this outing. Pitched well enough to have a better record than that. And again, has not won since April. Outside 2-2. 5-4 with a 4.18 earned run average in 12 career starts against the Cleveland Indians. And today working in a tandem with A.J. Pierzynski in behind the dish. Fly ball center field. Jackie Bradley Jr. waiting on it. 2 down in the first inning. Well, fans, you can test your Red Sox IQ right now with the MLB Preplay mobile app. Download for free and start predicting every at-bat of every Red Sox game all season. Today, Preplay predicts Jake Peavy will go 6 2/3 innings, allowing 8 hits and giving up 4 runs while striking out 5. Well, nice day here to be at Fenway Park. And good seats here in the lower boxes at Fenway. Is a good view of Jake Peavy, who operates here with 2 down and about to deal with the red-hot Michael Brantley. 316 on the year for Brantley, 10 homers and 44 runs batted in. The recipient of strike 1.
And 5-game hitting streak right now for Brantley. He's 10 for his last 18.
Look at 12 games in the month of June for Brantley, who is 4 for 8 in this series against Boston. And jumps back out of the way of that fastball inside. This guy who had a 15-game hitting streak earlier this season finished May hot in that 15-gamer, 14 through the 31st of May. Towards left center field, Bradley Jr. is on the run, and he's going to get there. The running catch for the center fielder for Boston. It's a 1-2-3 first, and the Red Sox are coming up from Fenway. Don't score in the first inning. Red Sox coming up here in the bottom of the first inning. Hello, David Ortiz. Extreme close-up. And today's Indians starting pitcher presented by New England Nissan dealers. T.J. House making his 6th appearance. 5th start, 0-1 with a 5.24 earned run average. 311 opponent batting average against T.J. House as the left-hander gets ready to deal with Brock Holt. June 3rd against the Red Sox, 5 2/3, gave up 2 runs. Drops in there for strike 1 to Holt. Leading off again, but with a new position to add to his resume today, Jerry. He is the right fielder.
Yeah, that should be very interesting for Brock Holt. He's handled every place that he's played so far. And today it'll be right field at Fenway Park. With the sun going down, late afternoon, big spacious right field. Should be interesting for Holt.
I imagine you would offer this would be the toughest task that he's had so far.
I would think so, yes.
The 1-1 pitch is in there for strike 2. Against left-handers hitting at 362. It's not been a problem. On the ground, foul to the end of the dugout and beyond. Now T.J. House, a youngster for the Indians, 24 years of age, 5th career major league start. First left-hander to start for the Indians this season. 1-2 pitch fought off, a chopper to third. Chisenhall will get it in time to get Holt at first base. Let's check out today's Red Sox lineup. It's brought to you by your Toyota dealers of New England. Saw Brock Holt. He's in right field today with Xander Bogaerts at third base. Dustin Pedroia at second base with David Ortiz at DH. Mike Napoli hitting in behind Ortiz at first base with Johnny Gomes in left. A.J. Pierzynski does the catching with Jonathan Herrera at short. And Jackie Bradley Jr. in center field bats ninth. One out for Xander Bogaerts.
Last outing for T.J. House did not go very well. That was at Texas. Only 3 1/3 innings in that game, giving up 6 runs.
Xander last night homering, and was his only hit last night, going 1 for 4, but his 6th home run of the year is a blast to left.
He is 1 for 2 in his career against House, and that one hit was a home run.
Off the end of the bat, foul off to the right and out of play. And last night, a light stanchion shot here at Fenway Park for Bogaerts, all part of a 10-run attack. And last night's ball game for the Red Sox. This was a blast to left field. Swings at the 2-2 and lines it into left field for a base hit. First base runner of the day for Boston.
Now let's look at the Indian defense that's last in the American League with 64 errors in 68 games. Lonnie Chisenhall will be at third base as Drupal Cabrera the shortstop, Jason Kipnis at second, and Carlos Santana the first baseman. Left to right, Michael Brantley, Michael Bourne, and David Murphy, and Yan Gomes doing the catching for House.
1 out, 1 on. And Dustin Pedroia, the batter, with David Ortiz waiting on deck. As Pedroia takes strike one. 268 average to begin the day for Dustin. 3 homers and 23 runs batted in. 1 for 7 so far in the series. It's a fly ball out towards left center field. Bourne going back at the wall, makes the catch. Back to the bag at first goes Bogaerts as Pedroia gives it a ride, but he's out number 2.
Now that ball left the bat. It looked like it had a chance to rattle off that left field wall, but hit very well by Pedroia. But Michael Bourne able to get back to it before it gets to the wall. Fastball middle in, and Pedroia puts a pretty good run on it, but just a little bit short at the 379.
So 2 down. Bogaerts at first base. First at bat of the day for Big Papi. 250 with 15 homers and 40 runs batted in. 446 career home runs for David. Fouled off to the left for strike one. Incidentally, he's now 3 home runs shy of moving into a 3-way tie for 36th place on the all-time home run list at 449 with Jeff Bagwell and Vladimir Guerrero. We're up next. Ball and a strike now to Ortiz. Ortiz against left-handed pitching has 5 home runs so far this year, and actually hits better against lefties than righties right now. 253. Down in the count, 1-2.
He missed a couple of fastballs here in this at bat already. 2 pretty good pitches for him to hit. Last pitch fastball just above belt high, and Ortiz angry he didn't make contact with that one. The
lefty-righty splits for Ortiz. House will check at first base on Bogaerts back to the bag. Fouled off again. Another good pitch for Ortiz to hit. Mike Napoli on deck. Red Sox batting here in the bottom of the first inning. 2-2. Well, the Red Sox have won a season-long 7 straight home games, the club's longest winning streak at Fenway Park since a 9-game winning streak that they had back in 2011, July 5th through the 24th of 2011. 2-2 is to right. David Murphy going back and can't catch it. It's off the bottom of the wall. Bogart's being waved around. Throw will go to the plate, and it'll be late. Red Sox take a 1-0 lead. Big Papi drives in the game's first run.
Now, David Ortiz had about 4 or 5 pitches in that at-bat to work on, and you can't throw that many good pitches to David Ortiz before he eventually hurts you. This line shot quickly over the head of David Murphy right at the bottom of the wall, and of course with Bogart's off with 2 outs in the inning, he has no problem scoring. Ortiz picks up his 41st RBI of the season.
Ties Wade Boggs for 4th in club history in doubles at 422. Now Mike Napoli with a chance with 2 outs and Ortiz in scoring position. 274, 6 homers, 26 runs batted in. And a pitch high and away for ball 1. Napoli 4 for 7 in the series against the Indians. Let's take a look at our Chevy key player to watch, Mike Napoli, since his return from the DL. 381 with a double, home run, 4 RBIs, and 3 walks. He was activated a week ago, Sunday in Detroit, when the Red Sox were in the middle of their road trip. That's a strike, and right at the top of the zone, apparently, 2-1.
Yeah, that's not one that Napoli wants, especially with the count in his favor. 2 balls and no strikes. A fastball up and away.
House staying out there and missing again.
Napoli would be narrowing his zone from middle in on this 3-1 count.
Napoli turns on this and belts it foul.
Out in front of a changeup that time. All geared up for a fastball 3-1. He does not get it. He gets the changeup and pulls it hard foul.
Well, the runner is in scoring position. Napoli 3 for his last 3, trying to get the job done again. Fouled off to the right, and the battle continues here between Napoli and House. TJ House coming in with a record of 0-1. On the ground to third. Chisenhall's got it. His throw is in plenty of time, and that ends the inning. Red Sox grab a run in the bottom of the first, take a 1-0 lead from Fenway. Back at Fenway Park, Red Sox have a 1-0 advantage. They grab a run, an RBI double by David Ortiz. A difference in the game, and Peavy's got a lead as he takes the hill here for the second inning. Jason Kipnis leading it off for the Indians and taking strike one. Kipnis at .250, 3 homers and 21 runs batted in. Second baseman who hits cleanup for the Indians. Close pitch, doesn't get it. 2-1.
A guy that's got, you mentioned his cleanup. He's got 7 steals also on the season. Can run. 3 hits against Peavy in his career. 2 have gone for home runs.
That's strike. Kipnis thought he had ball 4. Was ready to toss the bat, but gets the bad news from Sean Barber. The borderline pitch.
Yep, 3 balls, 1 strike, and Peavy may have got a break on that to run it to 3-2.
Now Kipnis takes it to the gap in left center field. Bradley Jr. over quickly to cut it off, and he'll keep Kipnis to a single. So first base runner of the game, base hit to center for Kipnis.
That's a nice play by Jackie Bradley Jr. covering that gap in left center field in a hurry and getting the ball back in and leaving Kipnis at first base. You can see where he's playing. He's playing him just slightly to pull, and he's got a long way to go. You would think about 2 bases there, but he gets it back in and holds Kipnis to a single.
Good runner on here for the Indians. Lonnie Chisenhall, the batter. 384, 7 homers, 32 runs batted in. Fouled off to the left, out of play. It's been a nice June for Chisenhall. 429, 4 homers, 17 runs batted in. Keep in mind that 3 of those 4 home runs and 9 of the RBIs that he's put together in the month came in 1 game. He had a good series in a game.
He had a good week in a game.
There's Nick Swisher waiting on deck and back in the Indians lineup today. Brzezinski had the look of a guy who's going to fire down to first base, but he's kind of faked in that direction, and Kipnis got back to the bag. Down and in for a ball, and it's 3-1. At Don Orsillo, at Jerry Remy, and at Jamie Erdahl here at Fenway Park today. Red Sox and Cleveland Indians in Game 3 of the 4-game series. Red Sox taking the first 2 games of the series and have jumped out to a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. There's a 3-1, and that's a strike 2. Wow.
Yeah, 3-1's almost automatic, isn't it?
Looks like it.
So far, it's been an automatic strike, no matter where the pitch is.
Reaches out, protects the plate, and fouls it off to the left.
I think you got my Twitter handle wrong. Is that what they call it, a handle?
Yeah, what did I call you? You're not at Jerry Remy?
No, Jerry _ Remy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why you never tweet me.
Jamie, did you know that? Because she had said it earlier. I just was going off what she was saying.
I'm so sorry. I forgot the underscore. And your Twitter name is Remdog.
Yeah,
which
not
is
even
just
Remy.
so wildly fitting. I mean, just...
Swing and a miss, and Chisenhall strikes out. It's a second strikeout for Peavy, 1 away.
A cut fastball that time from Peavy to pick up his second strikeout of the ball game. His high in the season in strikeouts is 8. He's done that twice. once against Texas, once against the White Sox. That came very early in the season.
We're glad to have Jamie Erdahl along with us today, back with us again, of course, with us from time to time last year and spending this season with the Boston Bruins.
Doing a bang-up job over there, and happy to have him back today on the sidelines.
I got to ask her, Jamie, what happens on social media day? I know it is social media day, but what happens?
Well, there's a ton of different hashtags that fans can be using if they're at the game. My personal favorite would be hashtag Fenway Food, and you can tweet and Instagram the various pictures of the food that you're eating here. Also, Sox Social. Plus, we're going to take a look at the lineup today and all the different athletes and players for the Red Sox that you could tweet at this point. And the winner so far, David Ortiz, is 680,000 Twitter followers, which makes sense for Big Papi. But there's just a whole lot. Make up your own hashtag and tweet it out. Which, Don, I know you're always begging for new followers. So,
absolutely, and that's at Don Orsillo.
At Don Orsillo. No underscore, no nothing.
No,
just at Don Orsillo.
Straight up at Don Orsillo. There are 2 O's. There's 2 L's.
It's not bro Don Orsillo?
No. It's at Don Orsillo. Right now, hopefully he is part of the Dontourage. 1-0 pitch is a swing and a miss for Swisher.
Still not quite sure about the hashtag.
I don't know.
I don't quite get it.
I don't either.
Amy gets it all. She understands all of that stuff.
Amy Drainville, our stage manager, helps me from time to time come up with hashtags. There, look at that. Wait a minute, I got to go up here. There it is. At Don Orsillo. The spelling is right there. Okay. It's like a telestrator kind of. Just point into the camera, make it happen. Swisher's making this happen as he drives it to the corner, and it's going to one-hop the wall. Holt will get it back in quickly and trying to stop Kipnis at third base. Good thing they did. He would have been out. But it is second and third as it stands with 1 down, and that driven to deep right center by Nick Swisher.
Yeah, well played by the Red Sox relay team there of Holt to Pedroia to Brzezinski to keep a run from scoring. Swisher picking up his second career hit off Peavy. He'd only been 1 for 12 against him, but gets that ball down in the corner. Well played by Holt. Gets it back into Pedroia. Pedroia, 1 hop to home plate, and they've got to hold that runner at third base. So well executed on the relay.
So second and third, and Peavy in a jam here. 1 down. David Murphy, the batter. .284, 5 homers, and 37 runs batted in for Murphy. Remember the Texas Rangers from 2007 to 2013 after he had been a first-round selection by the Red Sox. '17th overall back in 2003 for Boston, but got traded away for Eric Gagne in 2007. Tapped it foul, 1-2. It's a deal that really did not work out for the Red Sox, although they won the World Series that year. Gagne really wasn't a big part of that. And David Murphy's had a pretty successful career in the major leagues.
Yeah, he's been a very solid, consistent player through his whole career.
I feel a Wally wave coming on very soon.
Yeah, he's getting ready out there, too. He's tweeting it out right now.
Reaches out, pops it up down the left field line. Gomes coming in, and he'll make the catch. Bluffing was Kipnis, not going anywhere, and a good throw by Gomes, showing off the arm from left field. 2 down.
Yeah, there's no way from that distance they were going to try to score that run on Kipnis from third base. Gomes was in pretty shallow and had himself in good position to make a throw. And all you do right here is try to draw the throw. A couple of steps down that line, hope that it's an errant throw, and then he can score, but not that time.
Two down, second and third. Carlos Santana coming up. 176 average, but 8 home runs and 24 runs batted in for Santana. And hard hit, caught at first base by Napoli. Nice reaction play, reaching to grab it, fully outstretched, and will leave runners at second and third. And able to get out of it is Peavy. Some help from his friends defensively.
I've been in the service for 34 years in the United States Army. I am currently the Director of Veteran Services in the city of Salem, Massachusetts. And my job is to connect veterans to all manner of VA benefits and state veterans benefits out there.
Well, Nesson is proud to support the Pledge to Hire initiative designed to get veterans quality jobs. Over 200 veterans are today enjoying the game. Thank you for your service. As we play along here to the bottom of the second inning, Flag Day. Johnny Gomes, A.J. Pierzynski, and Jonathan Herrera to bat here in the bottom of the second inning as T.J. House back on the hill for the Tribe. He deals with strike one right down the middle. Gomes at 234, 5 homers, and 24 runs batted in. Lines it into left field. A base hit. Went up over the outstretched glove as Drupal Cabrera tried to time his leap and couldn't get it. Third hit of the day for Boston.
Now Johnny Gomes, left-hander on the mound today, gets the start out in left field, responding well first with a catch and a throw last inning defensively, and now the line drive base hit to left field to get things started here in the second inning.
Lead runner on, and A.J. Pierzynski steps in at 278, 4 homers, 29 runs batted in for A.J. One for 4 in the game here last night. Had a 10-game hitting streak come to an end in Cleveland when the Red Sox were there taking on the Indians. Indians infield a double play depth as Santana holds on Gomes. On the ground could be 2. Kipnis to second for 1. On to first for 2. So 2 quick outs now here in the second inning. Jonathan Herrera coming up.
Well, it's about as easy as they come for double plays. You get the second baseman going toward the bag, a little shuffle pass to a shortstop who has plenty of time to get out of the way of Johnny Gomes and turn over that double play. You like those double plays, ground balls hit hard so you can get pivot and get out of town, get out of Dodge before you get hit.
2 down here in the second inning. Herrera now 247, no homers, 7 runs batted in. Down the right field line towards Canvas Alley and foul. One, two, and Herrera strikes out as he chases T.J. House. It's his first strikeout of the game. It's 1-0 Boston through 2. One to nothing. Red Sox have the lead. What is going on out here?
This is so cathartic.
I think she's enjoying herself. 1-0. Red Sox have the lead. As Yan Gomes leads it off here for the Tribe, number 9 man and catcher for the Indians. 263, 7 homers, and 22 runs batted in. This one fouled off to the right out of play, and it's 0-2. Well, the Indians threatened in the second inning but did not score. It had runners at second and third with one out. Jake Peavy able to get Murphy to fly out to left, and Carlos Santana had a hot shot, but it was picked at first base by Napoli. And the double by Swisher wasted. He was left on base. This is down the right field line, falling foul. Lights are on here at Fenway as the clouds have now covered Fenway Park. Had sunshine with us when we started the game, and right now it's totally covered. Pitch in tight. Gomes will be followed by Bourne and Cabrera here in the third inning. Slammed by Brzezinski. Now that's a pitch on the other side that Peavy's been getting.
Yeah, he's been getting just about an inch to two off the outside inside corner, but not that time.
To center, Jackie Bradley Jr. comes in and puts it away. Bill of the cap high. One down as we check in with Jamie Erdahl.
Yeah, Don, I'm out here in Grandstand 7 with two wonderful gentlemen from the Pledge to Hire Veterans campaign, Mike Musto and Steve Bond. Mike is from the U.S. Pavement Services, a company that has been involved with this. Mike, how did you get involved with this campaign?
Well, I felt an obligation to show our appreciation for the sacrifices that veterans have made.
And what would be a call to action maybe you would have for other businesses in the area to get involved?
Well, I'd like to reach out to companies and employers to join U.S. Pavement Services in our pledge to hire veterans.
And Steve, when we turn to you, what has your involvement been in the military? Give us a little bit of your backstory maybe before coming today.
I was an infantryman with the 1st and 506 Infantry Regiment in the 101st Airborne Division. I served in Afghanistan in 2008 and was unfortunately injured by a suicide bomber, but not letting it get me down, never will. No.
And you're turning things around with Mike. How did you and Mike get connected?
Through the Wounded Warrior Project last year at a game with the Red Sox, and ever since then he's helped me every step of the way. And our whole point is get companies, not just in the construction industry, but every company to just hire a veteran. Give them a job, give them a purpose again. And we have a tax bill that's stalled in the Congress and Senate right now, but we're trying to give companies incentives by giving them tax credits for hiring veterans. So we've been reaching out to a bunch of congressmen, senators, and we just need more legislative support with it all. So we hope to get that.
And Mike, I put you on the spot here. Is there a way, should people get in contact with you or perhaps a website that they can go to for businesses?
Yes, you can actually go to uspavement.com, and right on our website, you can go to the pledge to hire veterans, and you'll get plenty of information, or you can call 1-800-PAVEMENT and talk to Steve Bond directly.
And Steve has a friend here. I don't think you can see her, but it is his dog, and he had a little factoid about his dog that he just told me before the interview. Zamboni.
Oh, she actually was the first dog ever to ride the Zamboni at the Bruins game last year, so we made Bruins history. Love the Bruins. Give a nice shout out to them also.
And of course, we love the Red Sox. And Mike wanted to do one last thing from this section to shout out to the Fenway right now. What do you want to do, Mike?
Let's hear it for the veterans!
Grandstand 7 is alive and well out here, Don.
Well, I guess so. Again, that's a pledge to hire veterans campaign, and we hope that fans will get involved and help some of the veterans get some employment now back. This is to right field and is going to get down and be trouble as Bourne will head to third base and beyond. They're going to try and score him. Throw from Pedroia goes to the plate, and it'll be late. Throw to third is going to be in time. The out there, but the Indians tie the score 1-1.
Now back-to-back base hits. First of all, Bourne, who looked like he was hurt at first base but remained in the game. Now Cabrera gets the base hit down in the corner. Again, well played down there by Brock Holt down the right field line. Gets the ball back in. Then Pedroia, here comes Bourne around home plate. He's going to be safe, but then they're going to throw to third base and get Cabrera, who got a little bit antsy, trying to pick up third base.
Now the base is empty. Game tied 1-1. Michael Brantley caught again at first base by Napa. He's been tested. Some hot shots down there, and he's been up to the test. Game tied 1-1. Back at Fenway Park, game tied 1-1 now as the Indians gather a run in the top half of this inning. And it's Jackie Bradley Jr. leads it off in the bottom of the inning. Bradley at 209 with a home run, 22 runs batted in. 3 for 7 so far in the series. And to left field, a base hit here for Bradley. Brantley over to play it. Joe, you highlighted Jackie Bradley Jr. earlier today, and we were talking about his swing at the plate there. Lefty-lefty matchup. He takes it the other way.
Yeah, he's had some very good at-bats over the last, I would say, 3, 4, 5 games, and this is a good sign here. Instead of trying to pull a lefty, take that line drive. Take what he gives you. Fastball away. Take it to the opposite field. You know, a lot of times earlier in the season, that ball away, he'd try to roll over, and he would ground out to second. That time he lines it to left field for the base hit.
On to begin things here in the third inning. Second time in 3 innings. The Red Sox have had the lead runner on. As Holt will take ball 1. Grounded out to third base in the first inning. Second time through now for TJ House. Center fielder Michael Bourne over towards left center. Good sized gap out there in right center. As Bradley gets a good sized lead at first. And Holt will take ball 3.
Pretty much the take sign put on here. Everybody knows it. Butterfield putting it on. Holt receiving it, as well as Jackie Bradley Jr.
Not close. Ball 4 down to first base. First walk given up by House. Well, Jerry, today's Don's View. I decided to take a walk out to where they have our hands out there. Mine is out beyond Mike Greenwell's, and on outside gates here's Mike Greenwell, and you keep going a little bit further, and there are my hands, Jerry, out there in left field in the concourse area.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think your hands are to the right. Also, my kids' names are out there as well on the brick above, but I think you are to the right of me over a little bit to the right side.
You didn't like go over and get a picture of that.
I didn't. I didn't. I kind of focused on my own. It's all about me. And this is Don's view. This is not Jerry's view. This is Don's view.
No, I understand.
Okay.
That's a very good. Enjoyed that one. That was very good.
Thank you.
Look, if you want to get maybe a video on Nesson, text the keyword Jerry to 536-536, and you might get your home movie from the ballpark, wherever you may be, and get it on our show.
Bogarts to shortstop. Cabrera to second for 1, on to first for 2. Another double play turned here by the Indians. The second in 2 innings, and on to third base goes Jackie Bradley Jr.
Well, 2 big outs here, obviously, for TJ House. The Red Sox had something going first and second, nobody out, but now 2 outs with the man at third base. So Red Sox looking for a 2-out hit from Pedroia.
Flied out to the warning track in center field in the first inning. Fouls it off, and look out. Almost got his old friend Terry Francona. It's time now for the AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to hashtag NESSonFanPhoto for a chance to be shown on our broadcast, brought to you by AT&T. Well, there you go.
Wow, it's nice.
Today's photo was sent in by Kristen, getting ready for today's game. And how about that? There it is.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Kind of an honor, isn't it, to have you?
It is.
It is. It really is.
Mine is cracking, though. I don't know about yours. Is yours cracking?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Oh,
well,
you should go out there and visit it. It's mine is cracking. I'm a little concerned.
And they'll fix it. You just mentioned it'll be fixed by the end of the game.
Those in the Dontourage that may want to go out there and check it out. It is right in front of, actually you and I both, I think, are right in front of Gate C.
Where's Gate C?
It is out beyond center field here in the big concourse.
Beyond
right behind where the garage door is, over there by the 420 side.
Okay.
In the triangle area. Jackie Bradley Jr. at third base with 2 outs in a 1-1 game. Pedroia trying to get him home. Dustin with 23 RBIs on the year. Just missed. A close pitch that House wanted. Full count. Line caught in the air by Cabrera at shortstop to end the inning. Red Sox leave Jackie Bradley Jr. at third base. Game tied 1-1. Red Sox baseball brought to you by Eastern Bank. Here, your first. That's on to the top of the 4th inning. Game tied 1-1. 4 hits apiece. And Jason Kipnis, Lonnie Chisenhall, Nick Swisher to bat here for the Indians in the inning. There's a pop-up foul off to the left out of play, and it's 0-2. Kipnis singled the center field in the 2nd inning. 1 of 4 Indians hits. Sun is back with us again, poking through the clouds. At Don Orsillo, at Jerry _Remdog, at Jamie Erdahl at Fenway Park for Game 3 of a 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Indians.
You still don't have it right.
It's what is it? Why did you make it so hard?
It's not hard.
Why? Oh, I beg to differ. I've tried it 2
Jerry
times.
_ Remy. I mean, it's pretty easy.
I thought you said there was Remdog. I don't think it is Remy.
No.
On the ground to short, and from short left, Herrera. His throw is late, and reaching at first base is Kipnis.
A nice effort there by Herrera going to his right and diving, but he's diving out on the outfield grass, and that makes it an awfully tough throw to first base once he gets up. They're playing Kipnis to pull. You see where he has to go to his right, and from the outfield grass, a good strong throw, but not in time to get Kipnis, who runs well.
So Kipnis 2 for 2 now in the game, lead runner on for the Indians for the second time in 4 innings. Lonnie Chisenhall struck out swinging in the second inning. Up and away, 2-0.
Even Amy's got it right, for crying out loud. She already sent me a tweet. Sent a tweet that has a picture of her hanging out with us on Flag Day at the ballpark right there. See?
Very nice.
She's got it right.
So it's Jerry_Remy.
Right.
Okay, so there's no Rem Dog involved at all.
No.
Huh. I got bad info. And that was a reset. That's what they call a reset in the business, just in case you were wondering. The bottom of the hour, the top of the hour. I'm just not throwing that stuff out there.
Don, it's not that hard. When you go to Jerry's Twitter page, it says Rem Dog. His Twitter handle is Jerry_Remy.
Right.
Does this make sense to you, Don?
There's a difference between the two, apparently.
Yes, there's his name, which is a Rem Dog, and then there's his Twitter handle. Okay. Do I have to put like a PowerPoint presentation together for you?
I think we're good. I think I get it now.
All right.
The important part is that it is Jerry_Remy.
You clearly don't tweet at Jerry enough.
I never tweeted Jerry, actually.
Never.
That's amazing.
No, never.
I see enough of Jerry to last me a lifetime. I'm with Jerry all day, every day. I'm good on Jerry.
That's nice. That's very nice.
I mean, I enjoy the time, but I don't need more when I leave here. They were all
I call you all the time.
We talk.
Every time I call you. You never call me. Never.
This is fouled off down the right field line, out of play.
I tweet you. I send you text messages. I call you. I do all kind. Do I ever hear from you? Never. I never hear from you, Mr. Social, Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. I talk to everybody, and I'm the hermit. I'm the one who does nothing. Yet I never hear from you.
I'm very busy.
Yeah,
I'm very busy. I have a lot going on.
That's obvious.
Now outside ball 4, and the first 2 are reach here for the Indians in the 4th inning. That's the first walk given up by Jake Peavy today. 2 on, nobody out. Swisher coming up. The Swisher hit the ball hard last time up. He doubled down to the right field corner in the 2nd inning and was left at second base. He was 2nd and 3rd with 1 out, and Indians could not score. Peavy got out of that. Shows bunt, drops it down. Peavy picks and throws in time. And on to 2nd and 3rd go Chisenhall and Kipnis. The sacrifice for Swisher here.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a surprise with Swisher at the plate, but it's something that the Indians do quite often. As a matter of fact, they are 3rd in the league in sacrifice bunts. And that wasn't the case when Terry Francona was here with the Red Sox. Didn't have that type of lineup. But Swisher dropping down the bunt to advance 2 men into scoring position with 1 out.
A sacrifice for Swisher since 2012. When he moves runners into scoring position with 1 down. Here's David Murphy. Murphy fly to left field in the 2nd inning. And a swing and a miss for strike 1. Peavy pitching well, but some stress innings here with runners in scoring position, and battle his way through here. He's got 1 out in the 4th inning. Hit hard but foul. Infield hit by Kipnis, a walk by Chisenhall, the sacrifice bunt by Swisher has runners at second and third with one out. And a swing and a miss. Murphy chases that foul, tips it into Pierzynski's mitt. Third strikeout for Peavy. Couldn't have come at a better time. Two down.
Huge strikeout right here. That's on a changeup, it looks like, or a two-seam fastball that's running away from Murphy. Very off-balance swing. Just trying to protect the outside part of the plate.
So two down, second and third. Here's Carlos Santana. He lined out very sharply to Napoli at first base. Made a nice catch. In fact, Napoli's been tested twice down at first base on line drives. There's strike one. Santana was getting the arms out of the way, and it got in there for a strike.
He's very close to the plate, so anything inside, especially a couple of inches off that inside corner, is going to be very tight to him.
Red Sox in a shift here on Santana on the right side, and now getting a good sized lead at third will be Kipnis because Bogart's playing at shortstop. You get well down the line.
Peavy sometimes has trouble seeing signs. And you see him step off a lot and have Pierzynski go through a new set of signs.
You can't see him right now as Pierzynski's headed out there to verbally give him the sign. See if they can agree on a pitch here to throw to Santana. Well, watch Sox in 2 every game night at midnight. Presented by Kiel Vodka. Stay balanced. Runners at second and third, two down here in the fourth inning. Indians threatening again. They push across their only run last inning. And inside it hits Santana, and he'll get first base. So 1-1 pitch that hits Carlos Santana. Fastball at that.
Again, trying to bury him inside, and it gets the ribs of Santana, it looks like. So he got a free pass, a painful free pass down to first base. And Peavy will take his chances with Yan Gomes.
Bases loaded, two down, and Gomes getting his second plate appearance today. Flied out to center field in the third inning. 0 for 1. Yanked that and almost sent it to the backstop. Nice play by Pierzynski. He's trying to settle down Peavy here.
Mentioned many times, and you've seen it many times. Peavy, very emotional guy on the mound.
Swing and a miss, and it evens at 1-1.
And gets a cut fastball to the outside part of the plate for the swing and miss.
Gomes here, the bases loaded this time. 1 for 8 this season as it is third Kipnis, second Chisenhall, and Santana at first with 2 away. In for ball 2, 2-1. Fastball today has been at 91 miles an hour, and trying to pick up the corner that time with it. Fly ball right field. Holt battling the sun, moving back in front of the track now, onto it to make the catch. Brock Holt out there today. Welcome to Fenway in the sun field, but he got the job done. Eastern Bank knows small business keeps our economy and community strong. That's why they've been named the #1 SBA lender in Massachusetts 5 years in a row. Eastern Bank, here, you're first. And on this Flag Day, the game is tied 1-1 as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning. David Ortiz, Mike Napoli, and Johnny Gomes to bat in the inning. Ortiz with a double in the first inning. Pitch outside for ball 1. Red Sox have 4 hits in the game. Bogarts with a single, Ortiz with a double, Gomes a single, and Bradley Jr. a single. Chops softly down the first base line. Santana will take it himself and retire Big Papi. Send it back down to Jamie.
Well, Don, not only is our game, of course, on NESN, seen throughout New England, but it's also being broadcast worldwide on the American Services Network. Soldiers, please send us your video to friends and family back here in New England, and we will try to get those videos on the air throughout this homestand coming up. Of course, this is all part of the Pledge to Hire Veterans campaign we have going on at Fenway today. Text keyword Jerry to 536-536 or get the link at NESN.com/on-TV to get that link, get started to send your video.
All right, Jamie, thanks very much. 1 down here in the 4th inning. Mike Napoli, the batter. Napoli grounded out to third base in the first inning. Shadows starting to make their way across the home plate area. But as Jerry has said many times over the years, not really a factor till it gets, what, about halfway?
About halfway up between the pitcher's mound and the home plate area, especially if the backdrop is still in the light.
Trouble picking up spin, rotation?
I've always felt that way. It was much more difficult to pick up the spin on a baseball instead. The fastball seemed to be a little bit easier to hit, but tough to tell on the breaking ball sometime. Well, you might ask some other hitters, they may say just the opposite, but for me personally, it was the breaking ball that was a little bit more difficult to pick up under those conditions.
Outside, 2-2. T.J. House giving up a run in the first inning. The double play ball has been big here so far for the Indians, turning one in the second, turning one in the third. Strike 3 called in Napoli. There's a second strikeout for T.J. House. 2 down here in the fourth inning.
Yeah, I got Herrera on a low fastball back in the second inning. It's the same thing here to Napoli. Right about knee high. Perfect pitch inside corner. Very difficult pitch to hit right there. And the second strikeout, as Don mentioned, by T.J. House.
Two down, Johnny Gomes. Single to left field in the second inning. Yeah, swing and a miss for strike one. House keeping the Red Sox off balance here at the moment. Changed up on Johnny Gomes and fooled him. Strike 2. Bottom corner.
We gave you this important information in Cleveland, but if you did not see the game, his real name is Glenn Anthony House Jr. His father's nickname growing up was Tiger. So they call him Tiger Jr. TJ. That's why the TJ.
No 2 pitch. Runs inside, and it's 1-2 now to Gomes. Doesn't get any better than that. A little lemonade here at Fenway Park on a warm day in the summer.
Haven't been able to say that very often, have we?
Not in the same sentence anyway. Check swing on a ball low. Did he go? No. This is Chris Guccione, first base umpire. Full count now. T.J. House, who was pitching last year at AA in Akron and part of the year at AAA Columbus, finds himself in the major leagues at 24 years of age. He'll turn 25 in September. A 16th round pick by the Indians in 2008. Gomes fouls it off. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service celebrating 12 years. Join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live and in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit RedSox.com for details. On the ground, a fair ball, deep third. Chisenhall's long throw is going to be late. Gomes beats it out for the infield hit with 2 down.
Yeah, you don't see Johnny Gomes get a lot of infield hits, but this one really hugging that third base line over the bag, and very deep is Lonnie Chisenhall from foul territory trying to throw him out, but Gomes hustling all the way, beats it at first base. Well, Gomes was at full speed right after contact, and that's why he beats it out.
Two down, Gomes at first base, and it brings up A.J. Pierzynski. Had the misfortune of grounding into the 4-6-3 double play in the second, and takes strike 1. Red Sox getting a run in the first. The Indians a run in the third. Game tied 1-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning with 2 down. In the dirt, blocked by Yan Gomes to his left. And Johnny Gomes remains at first base.
Yeah, nice job there by Yan Gomes, keeping Johnny Gomes out of scoring position with 2 outs. hard slider down in the dirt, and he gets leather on it, bounces right next to his throwing hand, and Johnny Gomes has to remain at first base.
On the ground to second base, Kipnis fields and throws and ends the 4th inning. We're off to the 5th with the game tied 1-1.
Corporal in the United States Marine Corps. I was attached to 1st Anti-Tank Battalion in Vietnam with the 1st Marines. It's important to give vets a chance and opportunity to get employed. That's what I do for a living. I see it every day. We just need help. One, we made sacrifices for our families and ourselves, and we just like an opportunity to serve in the civilian capacity.
Well, again, we'd like you to pledge to hire veterans, and part of a campaign going on right now, and hopefully you'll get involved as the game is tied 1-1 into the 5th inning. Michael Bourne, the top of the Indians order, leading it off here in the 5th. He has struck out and single, scored the only Indians run today. Jake Peavy working into the 5th inning, and some stress innings so far for Peavy. Indians have left a total of 5 men on base through the first 4 innings. That includes the bases loaded in the 4th inning. Two and two. Bourne, Cabrera, and Brantley here in the 5th inning. Off balance swing, and he strikes out. 4th K for Peavy. Let's check back in with Jamie.
Well, Don, it feels like every other game we are saying this about Brock Holt, making yet another debut in a position he has never played in before, this time in right field. And while Fenway's right field is pretty spacious back there, when speaking with him before the game, he compared it to left field at Comerica Park, where he made his debut in that position last week in Detroit. A lot of space out there. John Farrell saying his speed, his added range, that is what's going to help us in right. For Holt, he adapts to new positions so quickly. He's a competitor, he's an athlete, and it really speaks to his baseball intelligence.
It is amazing to me, Jerry, how he has moved around so well. I mean, to make the transition now, this is something that you dealt with in your career, too. Now, you moved to right field very briefly in Cleveland.
Yeah, very briefly.
Like the first inning only briefly, right? Or did it go beyond that?
No, it was late in the game, actually, and we had just about basically run out of players.
Well, Brock Holt's going to be tested here, moving back towards the pen, and he'll make the catch.
Yeah, it's easy, see?
No problem. I'm Brock Holt. I can do anything.
That's right. No matter where you put him, it doesn't matter. I mean, you know, you put him at third base, he does the job there. You put him at second base, he does the job there. You put him in left field, does the job. Put him in right field, does the job. I mean, it's pretty to watch. Yeah, I had my chance, though, and I volunteered like an idiot to go out there, figuring I can get through one inning without anybody hitting me anything. Well, the first guy, Ron Hasse, hit a fly ball to me, and I didn't know what to do. I was in, I was out, I was in, I was out. I broke my knee. I fell down. I finally got it back in the infield, and Bob Stanley's looking at me from the mound going, what are you doing? So it's not that easy. I can attest to that. Living proof of that. And Johnny Miller today reminded me of that, which was awfully nice of him.
Remember that time when they put you in right field?
Yeah, he came all the way from the other side of the room in the press meeting to remind me of that fact. It was not on my mind.
So 2 down here in the 5th inning. Michael Brantley hopping out of the way of a pitch there.
What was Johnny's birthday? Yesterday?
It was yesterday, yes.
65 years old. There's Johnny Miller.
65 years young.
Yeah. Covering the Red Sox a long, long time.
Had to get quotes from you after games. That's how long.
That's right. He was there. When I got traded to the Red Sox, he's the first guy to interview me. He was the first guy.
Do you think you should be released? Was that the question when you arrived? Or?
I tell you, he's not afraid.
No.
That's a tough question. He is not afraid at all. That's a tough question.
My first year, I'll never forget it. He asked Jimmy Williams, do you think you should be fired? That was a tough question to answer. Jimmy hadn't gotten fired yet at that point. Not afraid to ask the tough question.
I actually got angry with him once, and I felt terrible about it because I was at the end of my career. My knee was all banged up. I couldn't play anymore. And Monty Barrett went in and had a great night. Mm-hmm. And he comes up to me right after the game. So what about the game that Barrett had?
Brantley gets hit here and heads down to first base with 2 down.
So I wasn't in the right frame of mind, and I kind of snapped a little bit, and I felt bad. So I went to the car, and I came back in, and I apologized to him about that. But
you didn't want to talk about Marty Barrett, how great he was at that point?
No, not when my career was falling apart in front of my face. I was.
Well, I'm really happy for Marty. He just took my job, most likely. And
yeah, I'm never going to be at second base again.
This is great.
Thanks for asking, Johnny.
Well, that's nice that you came back, though.
I did. I did feel bad.
Mm-hmm. Brantley at first base, 2 down. Kipnis the batter. Lined into right field, a base hit for Kipnis. Stopping at second base is Brantley. Kipnis has his 3rd hit of the game.
Now 3 for 3, as we mentioned, at the start of this game, he started the game 3 for 11 with 2 home runs against Peavy, and he's 3 for 3 in this game, 3 singles. So the Indians have had plenty of base runners here this afternoon. Still the 1 run on the board for both clubs.
Two on, 2 down. Lonnie Chisenhall, the batter. More base runners here for the Indians. Chisenhall has struck out and walked. Fouls it back for strike 1. Well, since April the 29th, Chisenhall's hit at a cool .388. Does not have a hit today. He struck out and walked so far. Runner takes off from second, no throw, as Brantley steals third base.
Well, with 2 outs, usually those infielders are very deep, but you can see that Herrera was right behind him, and he still was able to take off and steal third. He's kind of timing the looks at home plate by Jake Peavy, and when you fall into a certain rhythm like that as a pitcher, you know, base stealers see that, acknowledge that, and take advantage of it.
Low for ball 3, 3-1. Brantley at third base, Kipnis at first base, 2 down in the 5th. Runner at first takes off now, and that's in their first strike, but 2 in scoring position and 2 stolen bases now in the inning.
Again, really no attention being paid over there to first base, and Kipnis picks up his 8th steal of the season.
So these steals turned out to be a problem. Chisenhall grounds it foul. More for his last 6 with runners in scoring position. That's here with 2 outs. Brantley now at third. Kipnis now at second base in a 1-1 game. Foul back. Will do it again. Lung cancer is the #1 cancer killer of women. Donate to the American Lung Association at any CVS pharmacy location now through June the 29th. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. Second and third, 2 down. Chisenhall in a big spot here with Nick Swisher waiting on deck. Line foul.
Been a lot of action today down toward Napoli down there at first base. He's made a couple of nice plays already in this game today. That one shooting in his direction, but foul. Defense at first base for Mike Napoli. A line shot that would have gone into foul territory, but ends up in the glove. And another one.
Defensive swing, fouled it off, protecting the plate off to the left. Pitching line for Peavy, brought to you by Ace Ticket. 4 2/3, 6 hits, a run, walk, and 4 Ks. Pitch 90 is coming up. It's been nothing easy about these innings that he's worked today, with the exception of the first. Had a 1-2-3 first inning. Otherwise, everything has been on the taxing side. Ball 4 and the bases are loaded. 10 pitch at bat before Chisenhall draws the walk. Second walk for Peavy, and Chisenhall's got them both.
They tried the breaking ball and tried to go backdoor on the outside corner to pick up the strikeout and just missed. 10 pitch at bat by Chisenhall.
Bases filled here with Indians. Nick Swisher coming up. Sean Barber, the home plate umpire, was headed out to break up this conference. Swisher doubled to right in the second, and a sacrifice bunt in the 4th inning. Now batting with the bases loaded, and 2 outs here in the 5th in a 1-1 game. Fouled off for strike one. Two for 13 against Jake Peavy. The double came today. Strike call, kind of a delayed call from Barber.
That Swisher rocks right in front of Barber and has a few words for him very quickly. Down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Watch Swisher walk right up to Barber and have a few words with him. Barber checks him out as he goes by.
Up high, 1-2. Try to get him to chase up top. Would not. One-two pitch. Swisher hits it on the ground softly to Pedroia. On to first, and Peavy's out of it yet again. 1-1 game halfway through this one. Sox baseball and NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Bunt bid by Jonathan Herrera to begin the bottom of the 5th inning in a 1-1 game. Herrera's second at bat of the day. He struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. One of 2 strikeouts for TJ House so far today. While the Indians have had all kinds of chances to score against Jake Peavy, TJ House has really kept the Red Sox at bay for the most part. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, this is pretty much the way he pitched against the Red Sox back in Cleveland. As we mentioned last time out, had a terrible outing against the Texas Rangers.
Mickey Callaway, the pitching coach for the Indians. Pitching line brought to you by your local area Lexus dealers. Fouls it back to the screen. 2-2. Bradley Jr. and Holt to bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning. To center field, Michael Bourne back a few steps for the first out of the inning. Well, local Dunkin' Donuts franchisees are proud to give back to the communities in which they live and work. Thousands of kids have had the chance to catch a free Sox game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. Today we welcome the Braintree Little League to historic Fenway Park. Dunkin' Donuts, committed to the community. They're having a good time out there today on a warm, sunny day now at Fenway Park.
That'd be a loud bus ride home, huh?
Yes. Jackie Bradley Jr. singled in the 3rd inning. That's the tough part about Little League. You see them all out there with their Mariners hats on. They're probably the Seattle Mariners of their Little League.
Yeah.
You don't really get to pick, what you want to be. In fact, my first year Little League guy was a Yankee, which really bothered me.
Wow.
Yeah.
You had a tough time with that. You never got over it.
No, it's tough.
It's reason for some of your issues.
It's almost like you don't want to win, Popped up into shallow center. Bourne coming in, and he makes the catch, 2 down.
Now we got a real treat coming up a little later in the broadcast. We have a new Joseph Abboud commercial.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Those male models they use on Joseph Abboud?
Yeah. Oh, we've seen the commercials quite a bit. They're actually very nice commercials. We have a new one?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
They showed it to me before the game.
Ooh, Joseph is here today, too.
Oh, he's here. Great.
He is. He can see the new commercial.
Yeah.
Has he signed off on this commercial yet? Are you aware of whether or not he actually had anything to do with the production?
No. When he sees it, it'll be the first time.
Based on the guys that are in the commercials, I often ask myself, why do they have us in these suits?
Well, they're all male models.
Yes.
They all walk in slow motion.
Yes. It's like they know what they're doing. This one is kicked off house. Quickly at second, and late is Kipnis. Holt will beat it out. He's got himself a hit. On for the 2nd time today.
Once this ball kicked off the pitcher, it was going to be very difficult, no matter who fielded the ball, to get Brock Holt at first base. Very good speed going down the line. There's the boot out toward second base. Gittens does a pretty good job with the bare hand, but not quite in time to get Brock Holt.
Wow. I was going to give him a hit. It is an error.
What?
It's an error.
Really?
Yes. So I was all excited. Brock Holt on with his first hit of the day, but they charge him with an E.
Tough error.
Xander Bogaerts 1 for 2. So he takes strike 1. Bogaerts singled to left field in the 1st and grounded into a double play in the 3rd. Oh, rips it foul. Let's get to know Xander Bogaerts a little better. His favorite food, barbecued ribs. I'm with him there. Jason Statham. The Expendables. Favorite artist, Drake. Favorite place to visit is where he lives, Aruba. Is that technically visiting, Jerry, if you live there?
I don't know how much time he spends there now.
That's true.
It's a great place to go any time of the year. It's always the same. It's like, it's always mid-80s, breezy.
I know you like it there. Is taken off is Holt. And they will throw it away, and Holt will be safe at second base. He guessed wrong. Trying to time the move of TJ House, and he still gets to second base anyway.
We told you at the beginning of the show that the defense not real good for the Cleveland Indians, last in the league. And that time, it's almost like Kipnis was blocked and he didn't see the baseball. Yeah, gosh, it deflects off Holt. That's why he didn't catch it. At first, I thought I just got by Kipnis, but it deflects off Holt, who did a good job right there running at the guy that's going to catch the ball. He's in the baseline, but line himself up with the guy that's going to catch the ball. Maybe the ball hits you in the back. That's exactly what happened.
Bogaerts down 0-2 as the Red Sox now have a runner in scoring position. Xander lifts it down the right field line, foul. Holt at second base, 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. On the ground, foul again. Gulf Electricity, they're powering Fenway Park, and they can power your home too. Visit gulfelectricity.com today. Xander Bogaerts singled and scored the Red Sox only run back in the 1st inning. Bounced into a 6-4-3 double play in the 3rd inning. Dustin Pedroia waiting on deck. Two balls, 2 strikes. Shadows almost to the rubber now. Down and in, full count. A good battle here for Bogaerts. He had been down 0-2 in the count, but it is full now. Payoff pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strikes out Bogaerts to end the inning. 3rd K for House. Red Sox leave Holt at second. Partner of the Boston Red Sox. Top of the 6th inning, bottom 3rd of the Indians order coming up. David Murphy, Carlos Santana, and Yan Gomes scheduled to bat in the inning. Murphy first pitch swinging, skies one to left center field. Jackie Bradley Jr. handles the first out of the inning. Terry, it's time to Wally wave. With Wally view intact. Got the iPad going and taking a video so we get to Wally's view of the Wally wave.
Yeah, people are really catching on to the moves.
Wally doing the Wally wave himself. It's kind of a selfie. Tough to hit Wally's whole head in on a selfie. I mean, I struggle myself. I can't imagine what it's like to be Wally.
He had a bigger piece of equipment there.
Yeah, that's why he needs an iPad to get it done.
You need an iPad.
I need a bigger phone. 1-0, line to right, down towards the corner for Carlos Santana. Holt over to play it. Santana's headed for two. He'll get there without a problem. And it's a one-out double for the Indians' first baseman.
Just not going to be any easy innings except that first inning for Jake Peavy in this game. Pitch count at 97 right now. And Santana, who got hit by a pitch last time, takes it right down the right field line. Dead pull hitter. And in a scoring position at second base with one out here in the sixth inning.
There's action in the Red Sox pen here behind Peavy. It is Craig Breslow warming in the sixth inning with one out. Yan Gomes, the batter.
I mean, they have all been stressful innings with the exception of the first.
Gomes flied out to center in the third, flied out to right in the fourth inning. Pops it up. Coming over is Napoli, and Mike can't make the catch. Had room. I think he didn't realize he had more of it.
I totally agree with you. He had about two more steps that he could have gone toward the stands to try to make that catch, but he came up short just a little bit. Breeze blowing today from left to right now.
So now his second opportunity for Gomes. See what he does with it. Pop it up. Napoli will have another chance. Moving to foul ground. Here comes Pedroia too. And it's just going to carry that way. The wind. Wow. Wind really took that ball a long way.
Same thing. Yep. We watched that. We had a great view of that. And that ball started off well in the field of play. And then all of a sudden it gets up above the stands here. And that's when the wind takes over and blew it right out of play. This ballpark plays so different depending on which way that wind is blowing. It's amazing. I think more so than any park in baseball, or at least in the American League that I know of.
I think Wrigley Field in the National League.
Definitely, yes.
No 2-pitch to Gomes. Just high. It's an even 100 right now for Jake Peavy in his outing. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Gomes. Fifth strikeout for Jake Peavy, out number 2 of the sixth inning.
Yeah, good changeup by Peavy that time. His second time he's got Gomes on a changeup today. Once for a fly out, this time for a strikeout with a man in scoring position.
2 down, Santana at second base, and look at the average. 103 is underneath that, and 113 pitches is season high on the year. That was at Toronto against the Blue Jays in his last win, which was April 25th. I think the W that he has in the back of his head for the win today, if that is indeed a W.
What do you mean?
Take a look.
Oh, very well could be.
Needs a W. Down low, 3-0. Murphy flied out to center. Santana with a double into the right field corner. Gomes with a strikeout. Now he's fallen behind Michael Bourne here, 3-0. Swinging 3-0. Grounds it right side. Pedroia to first base. PB out of it again. 5.5 done. Game tied 1-1. One the score as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Back at Fenway Park as the Red Sox have 3, 4, and 5 coming up here as Pedroia takes strike one. Dustin flied out to the warning track at center field in the first, lined out to short in the third. Pedroia now a frustrating 1 for 9 in the series.
Hit the ball hard last time, but right at Asdrubal Cabrera, the shortstop, line drive out.
List of top Arizona State players. Agree, disagree, give us your opinion at hashtag Nesson List. Two one line foul in behind the dugout. Somebody get hit in behind the dugout, and Pedroia looking in that direction. Fly ball out to right center field, hit pretty well. Back goes Bourne towards the warning track, and it's going to one hop into the seats. A double for Dustin Pedroia, landing in the triangle area out there in right center, and a good start to the bottom of the 6th inning.
There's another case where the breeze took over. That ball was hit very high and pushed it away from Michael Bourne, who has very good speed to center field. Ball hit very well by Pedroia, but hit high. Bourne going as hard as he can, reaches out, but he can't get to it, and it bounces up in the stands for the ground rule double. Little meeting at the mound going on now after the leadoff double. Well, we told you about a commercial that Joseph Abboud put out today. I think we got a chance to show it to you right now with this little meeting at the mound. You see Joseph right there, all the male models.
Oh my. How did you become part of this commercial?
I don't know. They just have the slow walk. Had my man bag.
Wait a minute. That's not the male model that I saw earlier in the other commercials. It's a different guy.
No, it is. It's the same commercial.
Where did you get the man bag?
Amy.
Oh, okay.
See what?
Here you come with your walk and your man bag. Joseph Abboud did not approve of this commercial.
It's probably got to be cut right now.
Yes.
I don't quite look like the other guys.
No. You walk like them, though.
I have the same suits on, though.
David Ortiz bats with Pedroia at second base. Nobody out. Red Sox trying to break this tie, and there's strike one. Action for the Indians in their pen. Former closer John Axford up in the bullpen. DJ House working here to the bottom of the 6th inning. Ortiz in a check swing chopper from Cabrera, the shortstop, firing to first base to get Ortiz. On to third goes Pedroia.
And excuse me, at bat that time by David Ortiz, trying to hold up on the swing, but makes contact, and Cabrera able to cover the ground. He was playing in the pull situation, the shift situation. Has to go back to his regular position at shortstop and throws out Ortiz at first base. But Pedroia does get the third. Infield comes in for the Indians.
That fan that had been struck earlier in behind the dugout is now walking down the runway with Dustin Pedroia. Has been staring into that area for a long time after he had fouled that ball off. And it is a kid with a Dustin Pedroia shirt on. Terry Francona is out to make the change here. TJ House's day is over. After 5 1/3 to the pen go the Indians. This game tied 1-1. It's a special Father's Day edition of Nesson Clubhouse where kids run the show. What is the real difference between aluminum and wooden bats? Learn the answer in the Baseball Lab. Plus, Sox players share how they celebrate Father's Day in a special edition of Small Talk. Plus, Gary and David Ortiz's son, D'Angelo, face off in round 3 of Batter Up. Don't miss Nesson Clubhouse live and commercial-free Sunday at noon. Well, TJ House now just a spectator, with Pedroia at third base, infield in all the way around, and Napoli taking ball 1 from the new pitcher John Axford into the game. This is this call to the bullpen brought to you by your local New England Ford dealers. Axford making his 31st appearance, 1-3 with a 3.33 earned run average. 30 strikeouts, 17 walks, opponents hitting at 240. Bouncing in for ball 2.
I think in this situation, Don, if there's contact to the infield on the ground, I think they will send Pedroia on contact. Right-hander on deck, Johnny Gomes. They may try to squeeze out a run that way, even with the infield in.
Napoli lays off, takes ball 3. 95 from Axford, still throws hard.
And he may have the green light here, 3-0 too, something that he can lift.
He's driven in 10 of 16 runners from third with less than 2 outs. 1 out here, Pedroia at third, and a 3-0. Swinging away and fouling it off to the right.
He had a good pitch too. You see that pitch right at the top of the strike zone, and that's a good pitch to lift and get to the outfield, get that run home. But foul straight back by Napoli. That's one he should be swinging at in this situation.
Swing and a miss, and he was late on that. Full count now. That's with a good fastball, not afraid to use it. Pedroia at third, 1 down here in the 6th inning. Red Sox trying to push ahead. The go-ahead run. Outside, ball 4. Napoli draws a walk. Liverpool Football Club returns to Fenway Park to face AS Roma on Wednesday, July 23rd. The match will feature 2 of the most prominent clubs in European football, setting the stage for an exciting rematch at Fenway Park. Tickets are on sale now. Go to redsox.com/football at Fenway to get your tickets for this great match today. 1 out, 1st and 3rd. Johnny Gomes coming up. He's had a 2-hit day. Single to left in the 2nd, and an infield hit to 3rd in the 4th inning. Go for ball 1. Pedroia at third, Napoli at first base. 1 out here in the 6th inning. Gomes fights it off, foul, 1-1. At the top of the zone. Today's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. In their 67th game last night, Red Sox set a season high in runs scored with a 10-3 win. According to Elias, the only other time in franchise history the Red Sox went as long into a season before scoring 10 or more runs in a game was 1943. When they first did it in game number 68, 12-4 win, and that was against Cleveland also. It was on July 3rd. On the ground to shortstop. Cabrera will go to second for one. Had trouble getting it out. And safe at first is Gomes. Red Sox will take a 2-1 lead.
Give credit to Mike Napoli for a good, hard, clean slide at second base. Looks like it's going to be a double play. You can see a little problem right there, but watch Napoli go in, take the legs out of the second baseman. You can't get as much on the throw that way, and just enough for Johnny Gomes to hustle and beat it down the first base line. Napoli will get a lot of handshakes in that dugout after that play right there. It's so important.
Two down, Gomes at first base. Red Sox on top, 2-1. A.J. Pierzynski, 0 for 2. He was grounded out twice to Jason Kipnis at second base, once into a double play. Swing and a miss. 94 on that fastball. Has been pretty consistent. Run is charged to the starter, T.J. House, who is now on the hook. It's 5 1/3, 6 hits, 2 runs. Walked to batters, struck out 3. Swing and a miss, and Pierzynski is down 1-2. Swing and a miss, strikes out on the high fastball at 95 that concludes the 6th inning. But Red Sox get the go-ahead run, take a 2-1 lead.
Look, and this is my sister Juliana. We're watching the Red Sox. Go Red Sox! Oh, she's talking, but she's not.
Well, if you want to get your video on the broadcast, text keyword Jerry to 536-536 and get the link NESN.com/on-TV to get started. 2-1, Red Sox have the lead. New pitcher for Boston, Craig Breslow. His 22nd appearance of the year, 2-1 with a 4.71 earned run average. 15 strikeouts, 11 walks, and opponents hitting at .293 against Breslow. Newfound lead for the Red Sox on top 2-1 as Asdrubal Cabrera leads it off with a swing and a miss. Jake Peavy departs with a chance to get a win here today. They have the Red Sox with 7 hits now, so they must have changed that play to a hit for Holt in the 5th inning from an error that they had initially charged. Diving at short, Herrera picks himself up. Throw is not dug out by Napoli. Almost. It is a hit ruled for Cabrera.
A nice effort there by Jonathan Herrera, the shortstop, diving. The throw's going to bounce, and Napoli almost picks it out of the dirt. But the ball bounces up high on it. If the ball stays a little bit lower, he's probably got that. You see the bounce come up. And that's an area right around first base that really gets dug up a lot. And because of all the action at first base, all the runners taking their leads, and they drag the infield as much as possible during the game, but that area does get beat up a little bit, and that ball looked like it did bounce and bounced high on Napoli.
So the Indians have a lead runner on here in the top of the 7th inning, trying to answer the Red Sox run in the 6th. And this is quickly into right field for a base hit for Brantley. Cabrera touches second. He's headed for third. Holt's throw is going to be off the mark. And it's 1st and 3rd with nobody out for the Indians here in the 7th inning.
Well, you bring in Breslow because, you look at the lineup. You switch Cabrera around to the right side. You got lefties coming up in Brantley and Kipnis, but there's already 2 men on. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Thought the third base was going to be off target right there. Even on target would not have been in time to get Cabrera.
Now you got Jason Kipnis coming up, who's had a great day. 3 hits and 3 at-bats. Single to center, infield hit to short, and a single to right. Mix in a stolen base as part of his day as well. Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and a strike now for Kipnis. Breslow gave up a run in his last outing at Detroit. 1 run in 1 inning. And it's been 7 days in between outings for Breslow. Misses inside, 2-1. Has induced 5 double play groundouts this season, tied for 6th most in the American League. Kipnis gets jammed and fouls it back.
Good fastball right there from Breslow, getting in and jamming Kipnis, but he's able to foul it off. A lot of time that same pitch and swing will result in a pop up to the infield.
High for ball 3. Nobody else warming behind Breslow right now as the Indians with a fast start to this 7th inning. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. On the ground right side, Pedroia goes home with it and Out at the plate is Cabrera. Now they're calling him safe as apparently the ball came out. And Cabrera is in. So the game tied now 2-2.
Yeah, it looked like the ball was there in time. Brzezinski had it, tagged it, but the ball came out of his glove. There's the catch. You can see right there the ball was never really in control of his glove as he went to sweep tag.
Umpire making the out call, as you see.
Yeah, he didn't see the baseball at first. As we had problems up here seeing the baseball, I thought he had caught the ball and had it completely swung around for the tag, but never really had control of it.
Yeah, I was watching the umpire there all the way, and Sean Barber indicating the out call initially.
Yeah, made the out call. He didn't see the baseball.
And they charge Brzezinski with an error on the play. So game tied now 2-2. Kipnis reaches on the fielder's choice, 2 on, still nobody out.
Red Sox hit tied at first and third, expecting the bunt from Chisenhall. He attempted it on the first pitch.
And it gets it down but foul. Not a bad try by Pedroia in that situation.
No, that's the absolutely correct play because, you know, he could have won either way to get 2, but he had an opportunity because he was coming in to make the throw to home plate. You'll see where he's playing, and he has to go to his left a little bit. So, you know, they still could have might have got the double play, but he had the chance at the plate. And, of course, that being the tying run, if you have the opportunity, you try to knock it down.
Just missed. Breslow wanted it. Right on the corner there. 2-1. Now there's action in the Red Sox bench. And Ichi Tozawa up in the pen. It's a tie game now, 2-2. Red Sox getting a run in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Indians answering with a run so far here in the top of the 7th. Ground ball foul. Take the bunt off. 2-2.
Yeah, once the count got in favor of Chisenhall, they take the bunt off and they let him swing away, running the count now to 2-2.
Tito does look at those numbers over to his right. I thought it was just Brad Mills who handled the numbers. Yeah, a lot of stuff on that wall.
Hitting charts, pitching charts. What each pitcher has done against each hitter.
Fly ball sending Gomes back. Makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Well, tune in tonight at 10 for NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. Leah and Gary will have the winners and losers from the Patriots OTAs. Plus, Martin Kamer chases history at the U.S. Open. Two on, one away, a run in for the Indians. Nick Swisher, the batter. Doubled in the second, had a sacrifice bunt in the 4th and grounded out to second base in the 5th. So Peavy no longer a part of this decision today. He departed with a chance to pick up his 2nd win of the year. So he went 6 innings, 7 hits, charged with 1 run. He walked 2 and struck out 5. Swisher to center field, right at Jackie Bradley Jr. 2 down. So Brantley at second, Kipnis at first, and David Murphy will come up next. Murphy has flied to left, struck out swinging, and flied out to center field. Ball one. Two and 0. Inside, 3-0 now.
Almost identical pitches, the second and third pitch, and Murphy not biting at him. Fastball's on the inside part of the plate.
Yevis checking on the availability of Shinichi Tozawa, warming in the pen. Ball four, and this will load the bases. Murphy down to first base. And here comes John Farrell to make the change. Tozawa ready, and he'll get him here. Where the base is loaded, 2 outs, and this is now a tie game, 2-2. NESN is about to change the way you look at sports. Get ready for a fresh point of view that takes you beyond the game and teams you love. It's NESN Live, an all-new show that hits on the top stories of the day and gives you a chance to interact, adding your voice to the conversation. NESN Live, presented by Cross Insurance, premieres on Wednesday immediately following the Red Sox game. 2-2 the score with 2 outs here in the top half of the 7th inning, and Shinichi Tozawa comes in for Boston. 32nd appearance, 1-0, the 2.25 earned run average. 27 strikeouts to 6 walks. Opponents hitting at .238 against Tozawa. He pitched on Thursday night against Cleveland. Struck out the only batter he faced. That was Carlos Santana, and guess who he faces now? Carlos Santana. And a bases loaded 2-out situation here in the 7th inning. Santana has lined out to first sharply, been hit by a pitch and doubled his last time up. AJ leaving it there for an extra second, but doesn't get the call.
That's a good pitch there by Tazawa right at the bottom of the strike zone. Not getting the call. First pitch fastball.
On the ground, foul, and it's 1-1. This is loaded, a .415 hitter. Has a grand slam to his credit. That's with Michael Brantley at third base, Jason Kipnis at second, and David Murphy at first. 2 down. Down and in, 2-1. Leslow responsible for all the men on. Wally part of the wave. Some people bring their own Wally to Fenway Park. Framed again, and another close pitch. 3-1.
All of a sudden, that strike zone has got a little bit tight here with the bases loaded. Pazinski set up away, has to reach across his body. Sometimes that'll cost you the call.
Ball 4, and he walks in a run. Brantley from third puts the Indians on top 3-2. So an RBI for Carlos Santana on the walk. Bases reloaded, and Yan Gomes now batting here for the Indians.
A strange inning this has been. A run scored on an error by Pazinski, and now the walk from a guy that very seldom walks anybody, Tazawa.
Gomes 0 for 3. He's flied out to center, flied out to right, and struck out swinging. Well, he fouls it back. 95 on the fastball from Tazawa. Strike 2. That was a bit of a delayed call.
Good pitch, picking up the outside part of the plate. And there's the delay, and finally the strike call.
Swing and a miss. Gomes strikes out. Tazawa gets him, but the Indians score twice and take a 3-2 lead. T.J. House left this game on the hook. It turns out it won't be part of the decision as the Indians come back with 2 runs in the top half of the 7th inning. Jake Peavy also had a chance for a win here today. Ends up going 6 innings in his outing, giving up 1 run, 7 hits. Walked 2, struck out 5, and we play along here to the bottom of the 7th inning as John Axford is going to start this inning as he finished off the 6th inning, and he's got action behind him. Crockett and Shaw, the 2 pitchers up now for the Indians.
Well, Herrera loves the bunt. Let's see if he attempts one here to lead off the bottom of the inning.
Takes strike 1, 93 on the fastball from Axford, who's been working it anywhere from 93 to 95 since coming in. There's Axford, the former closer. He's not been used in that capacity here for the Indians, as that is in there for a strike, at least not now. He was earlier in the season.
It's one of the few curveballs he's featured since being in the game. It's been mostly fastballs. That time he drops a hook on Herrera.
Off the glove of Gomes, all the way back to the backstop. Axford had 46 saves as a member of the Milwaukee Brewers in 2011. Last year that he was a full-time closer was 2012, had 35 saves for Milwaukee. Ground ball chopped to short. Cabrera on the high hop. Throws out Herrera for the first out of the bottom of the 7th. Let's check in with Jamie.
Don, we've got today's text poll presented by the new Scion TC. Who is the best player to play for both the Red Sox and the Indians? Some Nesson bias here. Sox 1 for Dennis Eckersley. Sox 2 for Manny Ramirez. Sox 3 for Grady Sizemore. Or Sox 4 for Tris Speaker. Text your answer vote to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. Text help for info and visit Nesson.com/terms for terms and conditions and a privacy policy. I would text Sox 1. Because Eck is great.
For the Eck, Manny Ramirez jumping out of the gate there as Terry Francona jumps out of his dugout and will make the change here. John Axford's day is over as he got the first out here of the 7th inning, did his job. New pitcher coming in here for the Indians. It is 3-2 Cleveland on top of Boston with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitching change from Fenway. Of Green Mountain Coffee K-Cup packs would keep you running and guarantees to satisfy any fan base. Order by 11:30 a.m. and get free same-day delivery. Who but W.B. Mason? 1 down here in the 7th inning. Jackie Bradley Jr. Batting out of the number 9 spot. 1 for 2 today. New pitcher is Kyle Crockett into the game for the Indians. 5th appearance without a record, a 1.50 earned run average. 3 walks to 1 K for Crockett out of the University of Virginia. 4th round pick, 2013, and in the big leagues already. Newport News, Virginia. Just 22 years old. Called up the first time May 16th from AA Akron, making the jump to the big leagues from AA. First member of the 2013 draft class to reach the majors. And in here in a pretty important role with a 1-run lead late in the game. So some confidence shown in him already by his manager, Terry Francona.
Yeah, probably in for a couple of hitters, probably Bradley and Holt.
Swing and a miss, and Jackie Bradley Jr. strikes out for the 2nd out of the 7th inning. 5th strikeout today for Indians pitching.
That fastball at about 89, 90 miles an hour right here, away from Bradley Jr. for the strikeout.
Make Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. Now 2 down. Brock Holt, the batter. He was grounded out to 3rd, walked, and credit for a single. One-0 pitch here to Holt. That is outside. 2-0, close pitch. Originally they had given TJ House an error, the pitcher, on the ground ball that Holt had hit. They changed it and gave Holt a base hit. 2-0 pitch. That's called a strike, and it's 2-1.
I think we both agree with that scoring change. I thought it was a hit from the beginning, and they have changed it to a hit for Brock Holt.
Red Sox do have one error, and that was charged to A.J. Brzezinski in the play at the plate. They ended up tying the game 2-2. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Xander Bogaerts waiting on deck. There are 2 outs here in the Red Sox half of the 7th inning. Holt fouling it back, staying alive. Down the left field line, this will be a fair ball. Rattles around in the corner. Holt headed for second base. He'll get there standing, a double.
That's a nice job there by Brock Holt. A 2-strike swing. The ball's going to be away from him. Just goes right with it. Tries to make contact. Slices it right down that left field line. Gets in scoring position with 2 outs, and now comes Francona to make another pitching change.
So the tying run in scoring position here for the Red Sox. Bryant Shaw making his way in here now for the Indians. The pitching change from Fenway. Back at Fenway Park, 3-2. Indians have the lead. Red Sox threatening with Brock Holt at second base, and Xander Bogaerts the batter. Takes strike one from Brian Shaw, the new Indians pitcher here in the 7th inning. 34th appearance, 2-1 with a 2.56 earned run average. Opponent sitting at 229 against Shaw.
Pretty nasty slider to start off Bogaerts.
Call the ball, 1-1. Xander Bogaerts today singled back in the first inning. Bounced into a double play in the third. Struck out swinging in the fifth. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
There's that slider again. He's thrown two nasty sliders to Bogaerts. First pitch and this last one. Heartbreaking ball.
Bogaerts fouls it off. Dustin Pedroia waiting on deck. 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Count of 1-2 to Xander Bogaerts. Brock Holt at second base. He's taken off for third. Here's a chopper to third. Chisenhall gets it there in time, and that'll end the inning. Red Sox leave Holt in scoring position. It is 3-2 Indians. Series ring raffle for your chance to win incredible Red Sox World Series ring prizes. The grand prize is a 2004, 2007, and 2013 Red Sox World Series ring. To purchase raffle tickets and to learn more about the second and third place prizes, go to redsox.com/ring raffle. Junichi Tazawa back on the mound here to begin the 8th. Michael Bourne leading it off here for the Indians, and he takes strike one. Bourne with a single in the 3rd inning, a 1-for-4 game. Strike 2. Red Sox have action behind Tazawa. Andrew Miller, the left-hander, up in the pen. Breslow worked after Peavy started today, and Jake going the first 6 innings today, giving up a run. Breslow charged with a run. This is chopped to first base. Napoli will tag the bag for the first out of the 8th. Well, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. Tomorrow at 1, TC and Wake will profile David Ortiz's role as a father, and they'll preview Brandon Workman's start. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? I think I said Breslow gave up 1 run. He actually gave up 2 runs. 1 out here in the 8th, and Asdrubal Cabrera, the batter, he has 2 hits in the game, double and a single, and has driven in a run. Now 24 RBIs on the season.
Split-fingered fastball will start him off. He put Bourne away on a split-fingered fastball.
Strike 2.
Another splitter by Tazawa. 2 in a row to Cabrera.
How about another?
Yep.
Swing and a miss as Cabrera strikes out. That's the second strikeout for Tazawa. 2 down.
And he saved the best one for the last one. This one, the bottom really falling out of it for Tazawa. So 3 pitches, 3 split-fingered fastballs, and the strikeout.
Two down here in the 8th, and it brings up Michael Brantley. His fly to center, lined out to first, been hit by a pitch and singled to right. Very deep in right is Brock Holt, and he is trying to battle the sun out there. He is very much in the sun field right now in deep right field. That's what he's looking at. To left center, falling fast and in for a base hit. Brantley has done it again. His second hit of today, 3rd time he's been on base.
Yeah, and one of the other times was a line out to first base.
Well, John Farrell quickly out of the dugout with 2 outs, and Jason Kipnis coming up. They got Andrew Miller ready to go in the pen, so Miller will be coming in here as Tazawa departs, responsible for Brantley at first base with 2 down. We'll keep it right here and send it down to Jamie Erdahl.
Yeah, Don, we're going to keep up with the social media day here at Fenway. I know you've been struggling with Jerry Remy's Twitter handle, but we'll get you there. Don't worry. We want to take a look at some of the Red Sox Twitter handles, but I also want to review just some of the hashtags the fans here could be using at Fenway so far. Again, my personal favorite, hashtag Fenway Food, plus hashtag Sox Social. Apparently this week there was some kind of social scavenger hunt that went on here at Fenway that you could have taken part of. This whole week leading up to this has been social networking and Sox Social Day here at Fenway. So we're going to take a look now at the Red Sox players' Twitter handles, and someone who is not so active on Twitter, but he is admittedly a big Instagram guy, is Brock Holt, because he has a new puppy. So if you're big on dogs, you can go check out his new Chocolate Lab Tank. But again, Mike Napoli was saying that he likes the positives, some of the negatives. He finds some motivation when people say he's bad at baseball on Twitter. So I guess if you want him to play better, tweet at him negatively. I don't know. But so far, I don't know if that would help you, Jerry, if you had Twitter around when you were playing. Would you have played better if people were tweeting at you badly all the time?
I don't think I'd have taken a look at Twitter. And as a matter of fact, I don't now very much.
Jerry, you stink.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You should know.
Yeah. There are certain ones that come up every single day, right? Every day.
Now the Red Sox took a lead in this game in the bottom of the 6th inning. Game is tied 1-1 into the 6th inning. Red Sox able to grab the lead as Dustin Pedroia would score. Taken out At second base, Kipnis was Napoli, and Pedroia scored the go-ahead run to put the Red Sox on top 2-1. But Indians quickly answering in the 7th inning as throwing to the plate looked like they had him, but the ball came out, and Brzezinski was charged with the error. Cabrera scores, and game was tied 2-2. And Carlos Santana with a bases-loaded walk gets the RBI that puts the Indians on top 3-2, and that is the difference in the game right now. Michael Brantley at first base, 2 outs here in the 8th, and Jason Kipnis coming up to face the new pitcher, Andrew Miller.
Been a weird game today. Not a lot of loud noises in the game, except the Ortiz double back in the first inning to drive in a run.
32nd appearance for Miller, 2-4 with a 2.63 earned run average. Batting average against under 200 now at 198. Back to the bag at first is Brantley. Eight out of 8 so far for Brantley. Good sized lead at first base. There's strike one right at the top of the zone. That has not been a strike for much of the day. Kipnis with a single to center, an infield hit to short, a single to right. Last time reached on the fielder's choice, so he's been on 4 times. Down on the count, 0-2.
Good fastball there by Andrew Miller at 94 miles an hour. Right down the middle of the plate, no contact by Kipnis.
Fouled back. Another fastball up. Cardiovascular Institute at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center invites you to join the club. The Walking Club gives free tools and tips to get you and your family walking towards better health. For more, visit bidmc.org/walking. 2 outs, Brantley at first base. Kipnis down to the count, 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Miller strikes him out on the high fastball. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Cleveland on top 3-2.
U.S. Army retired. I live in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. I was attached to Delta Company, 3rd Battalion, 8th Cavalry Regiment, 1st Cavalry Division out of Fort Hood, Texas. I deployed to Samar, Iraq from October 06 to April 07. I currently work on the board of directors of Combat Feathers that helps out combat veterans going through financial hardships.
Well, thank you for all you do and have done. Nesson is proud to support the pledge to hire initiative designed to get veterans quality jobs. Over 200 veterans are today enjoying the game. Thank you for your service again. And also those of you who are watching us on American Forces Network today all over the world as the Indians have a 3-2 lead into the bottom of the 8th inning. A lot of the servicemen here today. Dustin Pedroia, David Ortiz, Mike Napoli to bat here. Brian Shaw back on the mound for the Indians. Pedroia doubling his last time up. Shaw falling behind now as Ortiz waits on deck. Outside for ball 2.
Shaw's the kind of guy that throws across his body a little bit, which makes it difficult on right-handers with that slider, that cut fastball and fastball he throws.
Well, Pedroia will take the walk and head down to first base. Leadoff walk to begin things here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Got Big Papi coming up. They have Zepchinski warming in the pen, the left-hander. And they're sticking with the right-hander Brian Shaw here to face David Ortiz. Ball 1.
And we mentioned earlier one of the loudest noises of the game was the base hit, the double by Ortiz back in the first inning. When he drove in a run, give the Red Sox their first run.
One of the louder noises we heard on Thursday was this. Home run for David Ortiz. Straight away center field.
And that was with first base open.
Now first base is occupied after the walk to Dustin Pedroia. Breaking ball missing away. 2-0. Shift on the right side, but they're tight to the infield here. Case of a double play. Strike call, 2-1.
Yeah, that one Ortiz wanted right there. A cut fastball on the outside part of the plate. He's looking middle in that situation. 2-0.
Jumps back out of the way of a fastball down and in.
The same situation here. Should be looking middle in, trying to give the Red Sox a 4-3 lead.
Ortiz backhanded at second by Kipnis to second for 1, on to first for 2. We're talking about that double play still in order on the right side, even though the shift was there, and they turn it.
That's an absolute bullet right there. What a play by Kipnis, backhanding it, and after that part of the play, the rest of it becomes very easy, turning the double play. That ball was almost by him as he backhanded it. So 2 huge outs there for the Indians.
3 double plays turned today by the Indians. 2 outs in the 8th, and Mike Napoli the batter. Napoli grounded out in the first, struck out in the 4th, walked in the 6th inning. A little bit low for ball 1. Red Sox closer up in the pen. We've seen Breslow, Tazawa, and Miller so far in the game. After Peavy went the first 6 innings today. Line to left field and a base hit. First hit of the day for Mike Napoli. Red Sox get their 9th hit. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway, all with a 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games. Treat yourself or someone special. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS.
2 at bats, 2 balls hit hard. The one by Ortiz that was turned into a double play, and Napoli follows with a line drive to left field for a base hit.
Johnny Gomes standing in with 2 outs and Napoli at first. Takes strike 1. Double-barreled action in the pen. Zepchinski's been warming most of the inning, and Cody Allen, who's closing games for the Indians, now up. Ball and a strike to Gomes. Already a 2-hit day today for Johnny Gomes. Popped up right side of the infield as Kipnis will put it away astride on the outfield grass, and that'll end the 8th. We head for the 9th. 3-2 Indians on top. Fund once again. Bob will donate $1,000 to the Jimmy Fund for every game saved this season. Everybody saves at Bob's. Bob's Discount Furniture, quality, choice, and value. Learn more at mybobs.com. Now we head to the top half of the 9th inning. 3-2 Cleveland on top of Boston as Koji Uehara in for his 29th game of the year. 1-1 with a 0.63 earned run average. A non-safe situation. In fact, he's trying to keep it a 1-run deficit right now. But 14 for 14 in save opportunities. Opponents sitting at 173. And how about the strikeout to walk ratio again? Incredible this year. 39 strikeouts to 4 walks. Lonnie Chisenhall leading it off here for the Indians. There's strike one. Chisenhall has been aboard twice today, walking twice. He's also struck out and flied out to left. Well, the only one up, the closer for the Indians, Cody Allen. One and two. Allen, by the way, since he has been employed, the closer by Terry Francona, 6 saves. John Axford, who we saw earlier in the game, now used in a different capacity, actually leads the team in saves. He had 9 before losing his job. To right field, Holt waiting on it, no longer having to deal with the sun. Makes the catch for the first out of the 9th. Well, don't miss WB Extra Innings today, right after the game, live from Yawkey Way. Adam Pellerin and Tim Wakefield will recap Jake Peavy's performance, and you'll hear from the manager, John Farrell. Can't go wrong when you buy right at WB Mason. 1 out in the 9th inning, and Nick Swisher coming up. Swisher with a double in the 2nd. 1 for 3 day, also a sacrifice bunt. Strike called, 1-1. Running the outside corner.
There's been a couple of pitches today Swisher has not really agreed with, including that last one.
Goes around, half-hearted swing, 1-2.
Totally fooled that time on the splitter from Uehara. See that kind of swing, you might want to try another one. Oh, back to the fastball.
Runs it up and away to even the count at 2-2.
Here comes the splitter.
Here comes a strikeout, 2 down.
Kind of figured after you saw that one swing that at some point they'd come back to the split-fingered fastball. They do, and they pick up the strikeout against Swisher.
Two outs here in the 9th inning, 9 total pitches. 2 down. Murphy fouls it off to the left out of play. Murphy does not have a hit today. He's flied to left, struck out swinging, fly to center, and walked. Ball and a strike down to Murphy. In the bottom of the 9th inning, Pierzynski, Herrera, and Bradley Jr. 7, 8, and 9 expected for Boston. Murphy fooled on that, 1-2. Another splitter from Koji Uehara.
Try it again.
Strikes him out again. A 1-2-3 9th for Koji. Red Sox need a run. Brought to you by the new Scion TC, Dunkin' Donuts, your New England Audi dealers, AT&T Mobility, and by Southwest Airlines. Now back at Fenway Park, Red Sox down a run 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the ninth inning on Flag Day. Red Sox looking for some ninth inning magic against the closer for the Indians, Cody Allen, 33rd appearance since he has been the closer, 6 for 7 in save opportunities, 34 Ks to 12 walks, and opponents hitting at .227 against Allen. A.J. Pierzynski, Jonathan Herrera, and Jackie Bradley Jr. scheduled to bat. Daniel Nava has actually come out on deck for Herrera, but it is Pierzynski who leads it off here in the ninth. There is Nava. Swing and a miss at a 97-mile-an-hour fastball that was up by his chest. Pitch down and in at 97, and it's 0-2.
We've seen some good arms come out of that bullpen today for the Cleveland Indians. Some hard throwers, and Allen right now, as you mentioned, on 97.
Swing and a miss. Back up top again, and Pierzynski strikes out for the first out of the ninth.
Exactly where they wanted to go that time. The catcher gave the fastball sign, and he also motioned they wanted it up high. That's exactly where they get it, high, and no contact by Pierzynski. See him almost go up on his toes to try to hit that ball.
Now Daniel Nava pinch hitting here for Herrera. Been a very good June for Nava at .423 in the month of June, appearing in his 9th game of the month. Nava takes ball one. Red Sox have action in the pen. Burke Badenhop about to start that action. First he's going to hop around. He's Burke Badenhop. Two and 0. Looking for a rally here in the bottom of the ninth inning with one out. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. He's got that too.
Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise right there. You throw 97 to count 2-0. If you're Daniel Nava, you're thinking about fastball, you don't get it. You get a slider. Back to the fastball now.
And this is with it down low. Falls behind 3-1. Indians have lost 4 games in a row. 2 before they arrived in the first 2 of this series. Tough night last night for Justin Masterson. Nava fouls it back, full count. Well, tomorrow at 12:30, don't miss Red Sox first pitch, presented by Men's Warehouse, proudly introducing Joseph Abood. TC and Wake will bring you all the Father's Day festivities here at Fenway, plus an update on the rehabbing Red Sox in Pawtucket. That's tomorrow at 12:30, and it's on Nesson. A 3-2 pitch to Nava. Fly ball center field, sending Bourne over for the second out of the ninth. 2 down. Stay tuned today following WB Mason's extra innings for Red Sox Final, presented by Assurance. Adam and Wake will have viewer tweets. Use hashtag Sox Final to get your tweet on the air. Plus, they'll preview Brandon Workman's start against the Indians. 2 down here in the ninth inning. Jackie Bradley Jr. 1 for 3 day. In there for strike one. Started him with a breaking ball. Another one, 0-2.
Now that's the last thing you'd be looking for, obviously, when a guy throws 97 is back-to-back breaking balls. That's how they got Nava to fly out, and how they're 0-2 against Bradley Jr.
He struck him out. They'll have to throw him out, and they do. The Cleveland Indians have ended their 4-game losing streak. It's a 1-2-3 ninth inning for Cody Allen, who picks up the save, and the Red Sox drop the first game of this series for them after winning the first 2, as Cleveland holds on to win it 3-2 here today. And Jake Peavy not part of the decision, as it turns out, but the loss will be handed out in this game to Craig Breslow. Again, the final 3-2 Indians. We send it to Adam Pellerin.